When the cold seasons of life roll in, make yourself a promise. Hold on. Winter never lasts forever. Nights don't stack on top of each other endlessly. Darkness has a time limit. So does what you're going through. But here's the hard truth. You say you want to change, but you keep making the same choices. You say you want to grow, but you keep living the same patterns. You say you want to feel confident, calm, and grounded, but you keep showing up like the old you. That's the real problem. Change doesn't arrive just because the calendar flips. Change shows up when you act differently, when you practice, when you use that tiny gap between what happens and how you respond. Life has seasons. After the good times, challenge shows up. After progress, there's resistance. After expansion, there's contraction. That's not a punishment. That's the rhythm of existence. Say yes, your personal winters will come. The winter of sickness, the winter of heartbreak, the winter of disappointment and loss. The winter where your spirit feels shattered and the nights feel extra long. But listen, it is possible to conquer your winters. Adversity is the exam you didn't sign up for, but it reveals what you're made of. Some of us lost people too early. Some of us were hurt, abused, betrayed. The question is not, why did this happen to me? The question is, who will I become because of it? Are you going to lie down and let life bury you? Or are you going to stand up and fight back? Become bitter because life wasn't fair? Or decide, screw that, I'm going to squeeze every drop of meaning and joy out of this life anyway. Because here's one of the most powerful truths you'll ever hear. Action kills fear. You're anxious, scared, overwhelmed, depressed. Those feelings are real, but if you let them, they will paralyze you. The only thing that actually changes your life is action. Not talking about it, not overthinking it, not posting quotes. Action. You don't have to stay a victim. You don't have to keep repeating your sad story to explain why you're stuck. You can take the pen back from everyone who hurt you and start writing the next chapters yourself. That happens when you do the inner work. When you commit to self-mastery, not just self-help, not just reading a book or two and nodding along, but actually asking, who am I really? What drives me? What do I truly value? What standards will I refuse to drop below anymore? When you know your core, you stop accepting scraps. You stop living on autopilot. You stop tolerating a life that drains you. And yes, that might mean asking hard questions. Is this relationship destroying my health? Is this friend circle pulling me down? Is this job slowly killing me while I volunteer to stay? If something is making you sick in your soul, your mind, or your body, you don't have to die for it. Put yourself on your own pedestal. Not a guru, not a celebrity, you. You are the main character of this movie, not background extra number 3. When the credits roll on your life, your name should be listed as the hero, not the one who just passed through. Your mind will try to stop you. It knows your fears. It knows where you flinch. The moment things get hard, your mind waves a flag. Let's quit. Let's go back. Let's choose comfort. That's why you have to learn to calm your mind instead of obeying it. Tell yourself, I might feel like quitting, but not right now. Give your mind less power. Breathe, let the first wave of panic pass. Then think. In those moments, You need fuel. I call it your memory bank, your internal jar of cookies. Times you were strong, times you survived, times you did what you thought you couldn't. You reach into that jar and remind yourself, I've been in deep waters before. I'm still here. Most of us were raised to be ordinary. Fill out forms, pay taxes, be nice, stay small, then die. There's nothing wrong with being decent and honest, but you were not born just to survive. Extraordinary is different. Extraordinary means you recognize there's something rare inside you, and you decide to actually use it. It means stepping out of your comfort zone so far that you discover pieces of yourself you never knew existed. You have greatness in you. Not, maybe, not, if you're lucky. But your greatness will never show up in a comfort zone. To see it, you have to raise your standards. Work your plan. Do the boring, unsexy work daily. The reason most people quit, they keep stacking losses against themselves. You say you'll wake up early, then hit snooze. You say you'll work out, but you skip it. You say you'll eat better, then you don't. Every broken promise is a tiny cut to your self-respect. Over time, your subconscious stops believing you. You feel like an imposter because you keep proving to yourself that you won't follow through. Your confidence isn't some magic feeling. It's the trust you build with yourself by doing what you said you'd do. That's why some people don't argue with their alarm clock. It rings, they get up, no negotiating, no debate, no, do I feel like it? That's discipline. No drama, just action. You can reprogram your mind, but you've got to stop telling yourself the same old story. Everybody has a story, but most people don't care. What matters isn't what happened to you, but what you're going to do about it. You want transformation. It's not one giant moment. It's small, daily, almost invisible improvements. Repeated over time. 5 extra push-ups, 10 more minutes of reading, 1 more honest conversation. Tiny wins, stacked for months and years, lead to shocking results. Greatness always requires sacrifice. You don't have to push harder, eat clean, do more, stay up late, or wake up early. You also don't have to win. You don't have to become who you were capable of being. The most powerful version of you is born in discomfort. Suffering, when faced head-on, introduces you to your highest self. I failed is 1,000 times better than what if. Failure gives you data. What if gives you torment. At least if you fail, you know, you tried, you showed up. You will never hit perfect. There is no final form. You can always sharpen your skill. You can always grow your character. Practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes progress. We don't need more pampering. We need more strength, more courage, more willingness to get knocked down and still stand up. You must learn to master your mind and also learn to watch it. Be the witness, not just the actor. See the thoughts, but don't become all of them. When you can stay steady in the middle of hardship, you start to realize how powerful your mind really is. You can't control everything that happens, but you can control your attitude, your words, your perspective. That's where your power lives. We are built to climb. When you reach one peak, it's natural to look for the next. The joy is not just in arriving, it's in becoming the kind of person who can handle higher mountains. take full ownership of your life. Not 50%, not 80%. 100% responsibility for your choices. Your circumstances matter, but your choices matter more. Sacrifice is a contract you sign with your future self. You commit now, you collect later. The work often has to come before the belief. You move first, you act first. Then, slowly, the results show up and belief grows. You can control what you dwell on. You can control what you do next. You are not a slave to influence unless you choose to be. And if you don't like the person you're being, you can start over. Today, right now, you can decide, from this day forward, I'm going to be more disciplined, more kind, more courageous. No one on earth can stop you from changing who you are, except you. There are two versions of you. The one you are now, and the one you could have been. The one who stayed consistent, took risks, used every hour well, refused to let fear and procrastination run the show. Time is the one thing you don't get back. You can make more money. You can rebuild a business. You can heal relationships. But the hours you've wasted, those are gone. Stop telling yourself you have plenty of time. You don't know how much you have left. Successful people aren't given more hours. They just refuse to waste the ones they have. There will never be a perfect moment. Conditions will never line up exactly how you want. The only right time to start is now. You will have days where you give everything and see no result. Those days matter. Those are the days where you build character, not just success. If you keep going, showing up, adjusting, learning, one day, the breakthrough comes. Not because you got lucky, but because you refused to quit. If you change, everything in your life begins to change. If you raise your standards, your habits, your thoughts, your circle, your actions, your reality has no choice but to follow. There is a gift inside you. Something you do better than most people, with less effort. That's not an accident. That's your calling. The world didn't give it to you, and the world can't take it away. So when life breaks you, remember, that's not the end of the fight. That's the beginning of your comeback. As you drag yourself up from the lowest point, as you rise into the person you were always meant to be, you'll realize something powerful. You are not fragile. You are not average. You are not done.